is not meth.
What you just saw was a scene from Bryan Cranston's Breaking Bad. My name is Dan Batari. I'm a personal injury lawyer in South Florida. The intent of this channel is going to be to provide you all with some useful, exciting content through the use of videos. Awesome. While kind of introducing you to what I think what would happen if any of these people were real and if they actually went through the legal system themselves. So I think there are a lot of people on YouTube who do legal content really well. Some do it in a really exciting manner. Others do it in kind of dry and kind of boring manner. I hope to kind of be entertaining for you all and to expose you to things that you haven't thought of before while being creative at the same time. So in this particular scene, what you have is Heisenberg, Walter White, going in to see Tuco Salamanca to avenge the brutal beating of his friend and business partner, Jesse Pinkman. In this scene, Heisenberg throws the piece of, I think he called it fulminated mercury, what Tuco thought was methamphetamine, but he throws fulminated mercury on the ground, and in doing so causes this massive explosion. So the question becomes, what crime did Heisenberg commit by doing this? And the answer to that is that he committed a felony. So you can't just walk into a business to get revenge on somebody. It doesn't matter what Tuco did to Jesse. All that matters is that Walter White could not go into the business and do what he did. What he did was a felony. It's discharge of a destructive device. If he did that in Florida, it would be at least a second-degree felony, probably a first-degree felony. So if you throw a bomb or you discharge any type of a destructive device, if you throw it, if you set it off, any manner in which you do that, the statute is 790.161. I would imagine that in every state, there's going to be a similar statute, federal law and state law, that makes it illegal for anybody to discharge a bomb. Walter goes ahead and does that. In doing so, causes massive amounts of property damage. So in Florida, the statute says that if you discharge a destructive device and there is property damage or injuries done to people, that is a first-degree felony. In Florida, first-degree felonies are punishable by up to 30 years in prison. Second-degree felonies are punishable by up to 15 years in prison. And third-degree felonies are punishable by up to 5 years in prison. So third is the least severe, and it goes all the way up to capital crimes. But a third-degree felony or something like Grand Theft Auto or driving on a suspended license if you've done it numerous times, possession of cocaine, these are examples of third-degree felonies. So in this situation, Walter causes an explosion, and in the process causes a lot of property damage to the building, as well as likely injuring Tuco and some of his associates. So that is going to be a first-degree felony. The question then becomes, could the state attorney prove this? What would they need to prove this? To prove any case in a criminal court of law, the prosecutor needs to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this crime actually occurred. And to do that, they would have to bring in witnesses. I would imagine that Heisenberg would be clever enough not to confess to this crime. He is a very smart, calculated individual. So I can't imagine that if the police arrested him, that he would go ahead and confess. So they would likely need the testimony from Tuco or Tuco's associates to say what it was that Heisenberg did. Doing so, they would subpoena them. The state attorney would subpoena Tuco, subpoena the associates, all the witnesses to the encounter, and get them to testify in court. That's what they would need in order to actually prove that Heisenberg did this, absent a confession from Heisenberg. And I don't think that's going to happen because he's too slick. The next question becomes whether or not Heisenberg actually had any defenses to this crime. And sometimes there are defenses like defense of self or defending others. None of those defenses would apply in this situation because at the time, neither Heisenberg's life nor Jesse's life were in jeopardy. The beating had already occurred of Jesse, so too much time had gone by for Heisenberg to go into the business to try to defend Jesse. What he did was basically taking matters into his own hands, and he tried to establish both dominance, credibility, and showed Tuco, look, I'm not going to be pushed around. But you can't do that. Doesn't matter how much of a villain Tuco was. It does not give Heisenberg the right to go into the business and to do what he did. You can't just take the law into your own hands and have this type of eye for an eye system that we used to have thousands of years ago. You can't do that. What Walter did was absolutely a crime, and in order to prove it, Tuco or his witnesses would have to go into court in order to do that. So that was just kind of a brief introduction of how this channel is going to go. If you enjoyed it, please click the subscribe button and look out for more videos.